Dead from the chemical explosion at a pulp and paper mill in Longview, Washington, say fire officials, but so far no final numbers.
10 personnel were transported from the site. As Chief Gorsuch identified, one of those was a firefighter, so that was 9 personnel on site, plus 1 firefighter transported.
No further risk of explosion, says Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein. A fire crew with hoses cooled down the damaged chemical tank and eliminated the chance of a major explosion, say fire officials in Orange County, California, at the military aircraft factory. But there's still a chance of a leak or smaller blast, so not all evacuation orders are lifted. A proposed South Carolina congressional map that could have allowed Republicans to flip a seat held by a Democrat has been killed by the Republican-controlled state Senate. Went home without taking action. President Trump says today's physical went perfectly. This is ABC News. Expecting this African Ebola outbreak to grow large, ABC News medical editor Dr. Darian Sutton.
It's important to understand that that strain has no vaccine or targeted treatment.
So Sutton says there could be record-breaking numbers of infections. In 2014, over 28,000 were infected and more than 11,000 people died. Experts say the growing popularity of artificial intelligence tools has supercharged scams, and that's a particular concern for those booking summer travel. Kane McGladrey is a senior member of the tech-focused public charity IEEE. Says there are several tactics that criminals use, like posting AI-generated photos on fake websites.
They're posting those photos on typo squatting domains, things that'll use a character L instead of an I in the domain name, or maybe they'll use a domain name with an extension like .xyz instead of .com.
Latest on AI, Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Coming up, a report from the scene of that chemical implosion in Longview. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Everett to Marysville, just under a 10-minute commute this early afternoon. We're crowded between the Boeing Freeway and Highway 2, and then it opens right up for you. Seattle to Everett looking good as well at 35 minutes. There's a little crowding to get through Shoreline. And then again, just north of that Linwood interchange, Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. Now it's crowded through Kirkland. Once you get into Totem Lake, it thins out into scattered backups in through Bothell. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a 20-minute drive. You're thick through Southeast 8th down to Cold Creek Parkway. From there, it continues to be crowded down to the Renton Landing. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backups starting before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Very typical for this time of afternoon. Pushing 35 minutes, though, to get through downtown. Seattle to Federal Way is up to a half hour. Renton to Puyallup on 167 is crowded through Kent. Heavy at State Route 18 into Sumner. All added up. Plan on a 40-minute commute from north to south. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season, presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Multiple people have died, at least 10 more are injured after a chemical implosion in Longview. KIRO News Radio's Corbin Hake reports from that scene.
A storage tank containing white liquor, a chemical cooking agent used in paper manufacture, ruptured around 7:15 this morning. The explosion caused fatalities and injuries, according to Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein.
We have confirmed that there are fatalities, but the exact number is undetermined. Injuries: 10 personnel were transported from the site.
One of the injured is a firefighter. The cause of the tragedy is under investigation. There's no ongoing danger to the public. The location, Nippon Dinaware, was also the site of a fire last summer. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding the suspects who gunned down 17-year-old Braylon Diaz in Parkland on Sunday night. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Deputies say Diaz was walking with his girlfriend near 102nd Street South and Sheraton Avenue South when a vehicle stopped. The suspects robbed Diaz of his jewelry, then shot him before speeding away. Detectives released surveillance video and are focusing on a car of interest, a small red 4-door sedan. You can see the vehicle at mynorthwest.com. If you recognize it, call 911 or the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A Seattle City Council member is pushing the mayor to turn on security cameras in the Stadium District before the World Cup kicks off later next month. Rob Saka is calling on Mayor Wilson to activate those closed-circuit TV cameras. that are already installed but sitting idle.
It is about readiness. It is about giving law enforcement every single available tool to protect residents, workers, visitors, and families gathering in our great city.
And the Mayor Wilson says cameras will only be turned on if there's a credible threat. Saka says with the city on the world stage, Seattle needs to be proactive and not wait for threats. A Seattle Sounder is representing Team USA in the World Cup. Midfielder Christian Roldan was named to the men's national team today.
The pressure and the excitement of being able to play in both my hometowns, it is a dream come true. It's best case scenario for me.
A Southern California native, Roldan will open play in Los Angeles before heading to Seattle to face Australia on June 19th. It is his second straight call-up to the FIFA World Cup. Your forecast now, looking at increasing sunshine this afternoon and again for tomorrow. Right now, 58 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Good. I like this show.
The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
I hope so. Oh, you don't need to hear it for many days. Laura, oh my gosh, it's the John Curley Show. I took 5 days off. Nick said to me, do you realize the last time you had 5 days off and you stayed at the barn was 2023? That's a life out of balance.
Bet the dogs are happy.
Oh, my God. It's so much fun. Let's wait. Dive it in the door! And live. Alrighty. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the John Curley Show. Thanks for Tim. Tim filled in, I think, on Friday and the Thursday or whatever it was.
Greg,
Tim.
too.
What? Huh?
Greg, too.
Okay, yeah, nice. Thank both of them, Greg. Muggles Casino Resort text line. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. You can always text us. 1-888-973-5476. All right, Mrs. B in your house of cats. Here comes the show. What a crazy Sunday I had. Woo! You've already read my little thing. I don't know how to print it like this, so I sent it to Joe. Joe's withholding technical information from me so that I'm always needing to go to him to be like, how do you print?
Oh, like I've never showed you. It's your information retention that's got a problem.
Let me tell you what I did. I entered into the Grizz Cult on Sunday night. 27,000 people crushed into the gorge to experience the show that spreads love with saxophone, improvisational mix of funk and soul, and chest-pounding bass. It is part rave culture, part jam band, and a festival all in one. Now, Grizz is a lifestyle/community. It's something like the Grateful Dead sort of stuff. I mean, that people follow all the time. In fact, my daughter, Charlie, who's 24 years old, loves Grizz and travels on some weekends to go see him in different parts of the country. In fact, I was actually, to show you how completely out of it was, I was standing next to him at a restaurant, and I had no idea it was him. He's like right beside me. Huh. I'm just standing there, and he walked away, and Nick went, "That's Grizz!" It's like, ooh. All right, moving on.
Should have chased him.
What are you going to say to him? My daughter loves you. We got invited by friends at the last minute. Now, this is an important fact for everybody. It was a last-minute invite. If we had gotten there, we got there late as well, and Nick did not have time to get into proper attire, which meant that she would have been having to wear fishnets with open rear end chaps. Thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic, her butt would have looked great. Needless to say, we looked out of place. I looked like the math teacher that was picking up some extra cash and chaperoning like a junior high prom. So completely out of it that the people that were sitting next to us, the guy kept telling me to take my hands out of my pockets and be more involved. Is this how we spread the love? By criticizing where my hands are? So he said it like 3 times. So I turned to him and I'm like, excuse me, I've got Parkinson's. I didn't know what else to say to him, but I just thought Parkinson's would scare him to think like my hands would be shaking all over the place. He apologized and then wanted me to hug him, which I said, no, I've got Parkinson's. I hit that twice. I hope I don't end up with Parkinson's.
Yeah, not one you should be asking for.
True. We did have great seats. We were in a VIP box. Here's what the show looks like. You ready? All right, that's everybody. Look, there's everybody right there. Hear Nick in the background. All right, look at this. See that? It started like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, everybody's packed in there, right? Okay. All right. So 20,000 people. I hazard a guess. I might have been the only one there thinking about Alex Huxley's Brave New World or George Orwell's 1984. Now, I'm not trying to give you the impression that I'm some sort of intellectual. The fact that I've just misspelled intellectual, I just did it again twice, should disavow you of any of that criticism. The fact is that, as I mentioned, we got invited the last minute, meaning I did not have time to secure proper mind-enhancing pharmaceuticals that one would normally self-prescribe before a rave band or a quiz show. What?
You can't judge it then.
I'm allowed to judge it. I was the only one sober is what I'm saying. All right. So I had time to think. I felt like I was in a world state. That's what Alex Huxley's Brave New World had. He wrote the book right after he read, or at some point after he read Orwell's 1984. And he thought, I'm going to create a world even worse than having some society with a boot down on the neck of the people and Big Brother watching them all the time. The society would be controlled by a governing body that doesn't control necessarily the masses by holding them down. What it does is it just gets them stoned, so stoned that they resist everything. Soma is the name of the drug, S-O-M-A. It's not a real drug. It's like MDMA. It's like Molly's the sort of recreational term for MDMA. And I would say most people, what would you say, Joe? What percentage of people are on Molly at that thing?
At that show?
Yeah.
80?
Yeah, 80%. What else is everybody else on?
Probably some LSD, a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Any combination of the three.
Right. Okay. So in Huxley's world, the government gives this stuff out for free. It's to sedate everybody and make them basically euphoric. They're emotionally compliant. They're politically passive. And more importantly, they're psychologically dependent upon it. The author has this opposing environment known as the savage reservation, where families exist. People age normally, religion, there's pain, there's disease, there's poverty. It's like Bothell. The main character, John, that's interesting. I thought while I sat there and everybody else was freaking, is in these two worlds. And there's this great debate that John has with one of the rulers. I can't remember the guy's name that was that was controlling the world state. That John said, I want to feel things. I want to experience truth. I want to experience freedom. I want to experience pain. I want to experience art. The ruler says to him, so you're claiming the right to be unhappy. And John says, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to feel. I want to feel everything. So while I was thinking there about Brave New World and everybody around me was doing crazy stuff, I was thinking that we are comforted more and more. We're getting closer and closer to Brave New World because we're constantly distracted from discomfort. Our brains have been rewired not to think, but to react to the most basic human emotions. We can scroll for hours and hours. In fact, I tested it one day. I got on a red-eye flight from Seattle to New York City. I had just downloaded while I was in the SeaTac airport Instagram for the first time. I'd never had it before, and I just sat there, and it was a 5-hour flight, and I scrolled the entire time. It wasn't that hard because you get hooked. And when I got off the plane, I didn't need to go to sleep. I stayed awake for hours and hours on end. And I thought, that's it. It just takes dopamine, just keeps firing it into your brain. I was awake for the entire flight. I landed at 6:30 in the morning and took in a cab to the hotel. And I didn't need to take a nap. 1/3 of us in the United States last year did not read a book. Alex Huxley was right when he said, don't bother banning books. People aren't going to read them anymore. While imagining we're heading deeper into Huxley's brave new world, I wonder how many of us, when given the choice, would choose a life with no pain, no worries, and no wants. How many would choose the alternative, the savage reservation that John lived in? I read somewhere that even a caveman would take an escalator. We too try to avoid pain as much as we possibly can. The daily boredom, the struggles, the sweat of the brow, the furrowed brow by worry about tomorrow. I have found the harder I work, the more I enjoy my play. One without the other leaves one with a life not truly lived. Comfort is the enemy of achievement. And that's what I thought about while I sat there. Give him another taste of it, Joe. A little bit more grizz. I forget the other guy that was up there. I guess that's Tektronic. I did appreciate, let me tell you, I appreciated the Glazer show is crazy. And I did like how much Grizz played and the trumpets and saxophones played with her, but it's everybody else behind the cage. There we are in the VIP section. Look at the lasers. Yeah, I was like, yikes.
I can't believe you're sober.
Well, one guy did come over and buy me a beer. Yeah, look at that. There they are. I think that's Chris. I think that's who's the little guy?
No idea.
Tronics? I don't know. But they're having a good time. I'm not saying everybody, most everybody had to be high because I was the only guy not. That and the security guard I was talking to. And he's like looking at me, like, why are you talking to me? I'm just like, do you enjoy these shows? Do you have to wear earplugs? You think you've lost some of your adult hearing? I just like want to tell the guy about. Just go back and watch the show. Go back to your section.
I'd never heard of them either until I started seeing videos about the lines to get in this weekend.
Yeah.
So they had, ever since that shooting a couple of years ago, their screening for camping has gotten really, really thorough.
Yeah.
So people that showed up early, like the first ones to get in line, were ending up waiting like 12 hours in line to get through camper screening.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some people complaining about it.
They had to refund all of their camping passes, which is a huge part of their revenue at the Gorge. They refunded all of them just because of what a nightmare.
Because it took so long?
Because it took so long. Yeah.
Here's my recommendation. Go to a show there. I think they've got a couple of cool ones coming up. I know Dave Matthews is coming, I think, for 3 days or something like that. Jack Johnson's coming back again. This place called the Sage Cliff Hotel Resort and Spa. It's right there. So that you can, when you stay there, you're just feet away from the amphitheater. And it was wild because it was just a completely separate world from all the rest of the stuff that's going on. They got horseback riding and swimming pools. They got teepees. Nick's like, let's go back and stay in a teepee next time. And then she's like, where's the bathroom? I said, it's over there. It's a teepee. Yeah. You don't have TP in the teepee. Thank you. I wasn't sure you were going to get that one, Andrew. They got these different little cliff houses that overlook the gorge. It was just gorgeous. And stay there and then walk over there and experience all that stuff and sit there and think about, would I choose the world of world society? Would I take Soma?
Did you have to take Soma?
They made you. Yeah, you were. Okay, if you chose not to, you go to the other place in New Mexico that was all caged off. It was dusty. Everybody lived in like pueblos or something like that. And the people didn't go to the other one because they wanted to experience what life was.
Yeah.
And it is that balance between those two things. But I think we're moving more and more and more over to the world of just no pain, pain, but the government will feed you. The government will give you a house. The government will redistribute. You won't have to worry about anything. And then the big question is, do you get closer to it? And if AI does everything that all these horrible doomsayers are saying, we end up in a world where we don't have to work And then how do you keep people entertained? Well, you give them something, the government hand out something and just kind of keep everyone docile and nobody would complain and everybody would be happy because what else are you going to do with all your free time? But some of the greatest times you have is when you work hard for something, you appreciate it so much more. My dad used to say, the bike that you buy never sits in the rain. But if I buy you a bike, things in the rain for days and it gets all rusty. But if you work hard for something, you just appreciate it so much more. And as Tom Waits says, the pleasure's in the pursuit and not the apprehending. Oh, I'm sorry, he says like, pleasure's in the pursuit, not the apprehending. But the pleasure would be Sage Cliff and then the amphitheater to see one of those shows there.
I'm sure it's cheap. It's not.
It's not.
No.
But it is worth it. But you're gonna pay. But if you want that kind of experience for the weekend, you combine the two.
You didn't need a ticket for the show, did you? Sitting at that hotel. I mean, it looks like you guys are right up at the fence.
Well, we're not allowed to stand there.
Oh, I see.
In fact, one of the people from Sage Cliff came over and told us to move.
Gotcha.
And that's when I started talking about security. How long have you had the job? Do you enjoy the job? Did you get a chance to see some of your favorite shows here? What are some of your favorite musicians? I've turned into Nick's mom, an 82-year-old Greek woman, just fires 1,000 questions at people.
At a girl.
Do you live close by? Is Quincy a nice place to live? Do your kids live by? Your wife works as well? Oh, she's here. She works here. That makes kind of fun. That's going to be easy for a commute. I know. I'd had too much coffee on the way there. That's probably the other problem. And then I thought, you know what? Since I work so hard, I'm going to treat myself. So I got a massage. That was crazy. 90-minute massage. The woman was in there, all sorts. She's breaking out these bells and gongs and rubbing this thing on me. It was wild. Huh. Wild. And I kept thinking, oh, please don't touch my feet. Don't touch my feet. My toenails are gross. And she went down there, and then I had to apologize. I'm sorry about my toenails. Sorry about my toenails. How many times you ever say that in your adult life?
Never had to.
Twice in 30 seconds. All right, that was my weekend. How was yours, Joe, huh?
Oh, busy.
Okay.
And now you know the rest of the story.
I think that means you would have fit right in.
Yes.
Yes, you would have. You would have enjoyed it. That's why you're dangerous to hang out with. You know what I mean by that, Nate?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Must have parental consent.
Yes. Yeah. Got to get that parent permission form signed before you get your brown bag of lunch and go out and hang out with Joe. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yeah, got a new crash up in Linwood, southbound 99 at the Mukilteo Speedway. It's blocking your right lane. Here in Seattle, South 5, not doing too bad. It gets thick there at 520 down to I-90. North 5, though, scattered backups before the West Seattle Bridge, almost by the Michigan Curve now across the Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour to get through downtown. Both lake bridges continue to look good, wide open. North 405 in the south end is slow from I-5 and South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, about a 25-minute commute. Seattle to Federal Way is up to a half hour. Your usual backup here starting at the Duwamish Curve. Southbound 167 really heavy in the south end from State Route 18 into Sumner. And Federal Way to Tacoma, 15 minutes. You got your typical backup from State Route 18 down to the Puyallup River Bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And, you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology. And that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967. Or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
145 over 92.
180 over 111. 182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. And then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
A lot of people don't understand, including myself, I didn't, now I do, the impact of having a stroke.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
It's a new life, but I'm going to make it better. I'm coming back. Ask your doctor, check your blood pressure.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
John Curley here. This baseball season, step up to the plate and get the price of a new heating and cooling system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure. Don't wait. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We still do not know how many people died in a tank implosion at a paper mill in Longview this morning. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says multiple people were also injured. Some of them have severe chemical burns.
10 personnel were transported from the site. One of those was a firefighter. So that was 9 personnel on site, plus 1 firefighter transported.
Investigators say an 80,000-gallon tank holding a mixture of chemicals was about 60% full when it ruptured this morning. Health insurance rates could be going up for hundreds of thousands of Washington residents next year. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi explains.
The state insurance commissioner's office says 13 insurance companies have filed for premium increases for 2027. The average increase, 22.4%. More than 280,000 people in Washington who don't get insurance through their jobs rely on the individual market.
Police detectives from Vancouver, BC are in Seattle today. They hope to identify a woman whose body was found in the water off Vancouver in 2022. They say that woman carried an inflatable kayak, a backpack, and medication, but no ID. Vancouver, BC Police Sergeant Adam Donaldson says a new pollen analysis points to the Seattle area.
They were able to determine that based on the pollen grains and fern spores found on the kayaker's sweater, they could say that that sweater had had recent exposure in the Pacific Northwest, probably between Seattle and Portland.
You can see that woman's picture at mynorthwest.com. A Seattle City Council member says Ballard Light Rail can still be saved.
Anything short of that is unacceptable.
Dan Strauss says the agency could redirect the money from a second downtown tunnel to the Ballard project. He also wants to tap more of the agency's unused borrowing power to move construction along faster. Sound Transit's board is expected to vote on this plan on Thursday. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, Everett to Marysville, less than 10 minutes this afternoon. All of your slowing is between 526 and Highway 2 and eastbound 526, bumper to bumper before Evergreen Way over to I-5. Seattle to Everett, still looking pretty good at 45 minutes. You're slow through Shoreline. You'll start to thin out when you get into Mount Lake Terrace, and then another brief backup north of that Linwood interchange. Bellevue to Everett, about the same, 50 minutes. You're slow between Kirkland and Totem Lake, and then it gets pretty thick there as you approach the Alderwood interchange. North 5 into Seattle, scattered backups almost from the Michigan curve now across the Ship Canal Bridge. There is a big old clear patch through the heart of downtown, about a half hour to get through downtown. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on 167 is a 40-minute commute, and it's 45 minutes between Tacoma and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now looking pretty good the next couple of days. Increasing sunshine for Wednesday and Thursday. Low 70s tomorrow, upper 70s on Thursday. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Let's see. When it comes to Home Comfort Alliance, Alex, I'll take Home Comfort Alliance for $400, please. What is heating? That's my answer, Alex. What is heating? Home Comfort Alliance for $300, please. What is cooling? I'll take the whole board. Home Comfort Alliance for $100. What is plumbing and electric, Alex?
Daily double.
I know. Audio daily double. They still do those?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. And it's Ken Jennings now.
Aha.
It'll always be Alex to me.
That's true.
Always.
It is the Alex Trebek stage.
Yep.
Yep. I love Jeopardy.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's the only time Aaron has ever jumped in unsolicited. Except unless we're talking about apples or something.
Apple.
He loves apples. All right. Too quick for Andrew on that one.
Lucy.
Yes. The just one world record was set at the Enhanced Games. I'm sure everybody's watching the Enhanced Games. The athletes had a chance to enhance their performance with, were they FDA approved? Like you couldn't be shooting steroids.
Well, I mean, technically you can because most of them you need a prescription for. So, yeah, but it was testosterone, growth hormone, and pretty much anything, really.
The commercial for the thing lasted longer than some of the events.
The arena's gone wild for Christian Gouamiev. He broke the world record with a 50-meter race, the only world record to be broken in the enhanced games, and walked away with $1 million. Remember, he broke a world record last year.
He also broke a world record by being the biggest swimmer I think I've ever seen. The guy was a monster.
In the trials, he's probably the best or highest paid swimmer in the world right now.
You think? Who else is getting paid to swim?
Remember, this world record may be big here in the enhanced games, but it won't be recognized by World Aquatics.
You have changed the world tonight. Thank you.
It's been an interesting few days here at the...
Here's the interesting thing about it. It cost them like $50 million to build the arena, the place where they gave the tickets away, 2,200 of them for free. The swimming pool's in the middle, 15-meter swimming pool, a track around it. People were saying, the track is a different size. It's not the real size. They had brought a measuring tape to prove that. $50 million. They give the tickets away for free. They gave the airtime away for free, all of it for free. The stock was originally listed, and I think they thought the value was about $6 billion. Donald Trump Jr. is involved. Is Elon Musk in there? And Peter Thiel's in there. A whole bunch of people are in this thing because listen, we're not going to make money on the games. We're going to make money on all the commercials and all the advertising that's going to go with it. After the games ended, the stock dropped by 50%. People are like, really? People are going to watch that and buy the stuff? What they were hoping for, people would watch and then see somebody, lift 10,000 pounds or something, and what are they on? I want to take whatever they're taking. That was the plan. Still, jury might still be out on that.
So wait here, expect Proud in the blue suit in the middle to get off to a good start. He gets off to an absolute flyer. So Proud takes it down. Can Colomiv close the gap? They get past the 25. Proud still in control. Colomiv coming now. That world record, 20.88. They're stroke for stroke. Proud, Colomiv, Proud world record. 20 world record. New world record.
Christian Colomiv, 20.81. Boy, nothing like swimming on radio.
Yeah.
In the final events, making no longer let the radio people play the swimming.
We have our first world record. Oh, forget Ted DiBiase. We've got...
forget him. I just did. I don't even know who he is.
But a $2 million man. He wins $1 million last year. He comes to the enhanced game.
I'd cash the check right away if I were that guy because I don't even know the money's going to be there for him.
And he sets it again. We're another $1 million. What a race.
Yeah, it's what they were hoping for is that a whole bunch of these records would be smashed so that somebody sitting out there is, wow, look at that. They're just crushing everything because they're enhancing themselves. So therefore, I'm going to take whatever they're taking. They're taking a whole bunch of testosterone or whatever you can get over the market because right now at this point, Trump has also opened up the peptide market. So the FDA and Robert Kennedy Jr. has, when he's not wrestling snakes, he has also pushed back from the FDA to allow peptides to come in and then control them in the United States rather than people getting peptides, which you can still buy, but you're getting them. You don't know the sources of where they're from. So peptides help to create an amino acid chain that helps develop muscle, energy. A lot of people are taking NAD. They're injecting that, and they're just hoping that all the records would smash. Then people would see what they're taking, and then everybody would go out and buy all that stuff. They're still hoping for something like that.
Yeah, a little disappointed they only got one world record.
I know, because if they had smashed every one of them, one of the sprinters who I think she wasn't enhanced, she did win, and that's right, she got kicked out of one of the Olympics because they tested positive for something. She fought it, but then she was banned, and then she ran in this one and ended up winning. It might have been the 100 or the 200, whatever it was. She was. But didn't set a record.
Yeah, some of the supporters or the people involved with it said, "Oh, well, this what it really illustrates is how much doping is they're getting away with in the actual Olympics."
Oh, that's what they come up with.
That was one of their counters.
I don't know if I would have invested in something like this, but you see the people that were involved in it. Altogether, I think it's a $6 billion business that they're trying to get out of it. The other sort of interesting side story is the UFC fight that's going to be taking place at the White House on July 4th.
June 14th.
Is it June 14th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not going to make it any better. So they're setting it up there near the White House, away from the construction. And here's the problem that Dana White has noticed. Bugs and heat. You set up all those lights around that ring. Can you imagine the amount of bugs are going to be flying around? Then you also imagine the heat and humidity. I don't know what time they're going to have the fight. But if it's a typical day in Washington, D.C., they had experienced temperatures in the 90s just a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be brutal. So some people are saying that the fighters are going to probably train so that they could just knock the other guy out in seconds. Not that they don't always try to knock the guy out in seconds, but the ability to go numerous rounds in that type of heat and humidity. It would be like the Thrilla in Manila where Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier went at it. But this is going to be brutal when it comes to MMA there in front of everybody. I still don't know the purpose of it, other than the fact that Donald Trump's a big fan of Dana White, and Dana White wants to do this.
I think it's a little bit of it's also on Donald Trump's birthday, so I think they're throwing him a little bit of a bone, probably getting some regulatory bones thrown back.
Let's see who's fighting at this thing.
It's a very good card.
Is it a good card? It's not the big one that everybody's talking about is because the man himself, Conor McGregor, is coming back to fight on the 13th of July. I think it's the 13th in Vegas, going back and taking on
Max Holloway, I think.
Is it Holloway? I thought it was Travis. Anyway.
Travis who?
I can't remember.
Kelsey.
Is it Kelsey?
No.
You don't know. Nate, stop yelling stuff. Yeah, so I'm looking. Here's the total thing. Your White House construction is underway, getting ready for the big UFC bout taking place Trump's birthday. Wow, it's going to look pretty cool, but... Justin Gaethje. Should I call him? I met him.
You did.
I met him. I can get his phone number. We could get him on. I just dropped the name of somebody I know.
Kind of. You got yelled at for talking to him too much.
Kimberly Guilfoyle came over and yelled at me. I was at a party and I was talking to him and I'm like, so what's it like punching people like that? And, does your nose hurt? And things like that. And he was having a good talk with me. And then Kimberly Guilfoyle came over and yelled at me for being what she called a dominator, a conversation dominator. I go, that's what I do for a living. She said, well, you're not on the radio right now. We're doing your podcast. So leave him alone. Let him circulate the party. Because right now you have him just like in the corner.
As if I needed
I turned to him, I said, Justin, you're having a good time talking to me? Yeah, I'm having a good time. I was like, there, see? And then she came back around and yelled at me again. Why don't you get your little sissy drink and stand over there?
Did she really?
That's what she said to me.
She did not say
Yes,
that.
she did.
What?
Oh, yes, she did. Nick will verify that one. I don't believe Tina, you shut up.
I'm sure you got video of it somewhere.
I have a picture of the two of us together. Me dominating him. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate, hi.
All right, Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. About the same. Bellevue to Everett in 50 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle. You're crowded from the U District to I-90. Close to freeway speeds here. So Linwood to Seattle, just under 20 minutes. Now North 5, we've got scattered backups in the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal. It's about a half hour to get through downtown. Westbound 520 jams up right there at Montlake Boulevard over to I-5. Bellevue to Renton has improved a few minutes. We're down to 20 minutes. Once you get through this thick backup between Southeast 8th and Factoria, you're getting right back to the speed limit. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. And if your travels bring you over Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, there's a 2 to 3 mile solid backup between Deep Creek and the Summit. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Windows are our home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Stand corrected. You're right, Joe. It's Max Holloway. Yeah, you're right. And whether or not Conor McGregor does come back to fight, because he's got a whole bunch of problems where he's got to clear the medical. Rumors are that he was juicing a lot to get really big and ripped for those movies that he was in.
Yeah, and usually you have to get back in the testing pool, I think, like a year in advance. So I don't know. Maybe they're.
I don't know. You think it might be corrupt? Let him slide. Have everybody watch him. It's the 13th, I think, of July. The fight is going to be there in Vegas. Plus, he broke his leg in a horrible way, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That was awful.
It's been 4 years since he fought, but they need him because nobody else, other than who's the crazy guy that just says unbelievably politically incorrect things all the time?
He just fought.
He just won. Somebody's going to text it.
Come on.
Oh, I wish we had if there was like a computer.
No, I know this. I should be able to.
Come on, think of it. You're
brain's
operating on 2 hours of sleep.
I know.
While you're thinking of
Heard it, move on.
No, hold on. We're not going to move it on. But in the meantime, this woman, for some reasons, people are throwing a lot of grief at her because she's made the decision that when she flies first class, get this, everybody.
This is why I refuse to fly private or first class or even business class with my kids. I recently said in a
How many times have you said that? I refuse to fly private with my kids.
video that when I travel with my kids, we only fly Comfort Plus, and we usually try to request the bulkhead just to get a little extra space. And I got a lot of questions and comments on this. It is no secret to anyone that my children are privileged. They live in a nice apartment. They go to a great school and great activities. They have a really lovely and beautiful life. And they are so lucky to get to travel to beautiful places.
Good.
But when little kids who have never worked a day in their life watch older, hard-working adults walk past them on a plane to go to less nice seats, that creates a psychological issue, in my opinion, that I don't want my kids having. More than anything else, I believe, and my husband feels this way too, that signals to their tiny brains that they are better than these older, hardworking people. And that is just not the case.
Good for her. Get back there in the discomfort area.
Another reason I will not fly private or first or business with my kids is because I don't know who needs to hear this, but it is a good thing to let your kids be inconvenienced and to struggle. Developing patience and a tolerance for discomfort is crucial to their confidence building and just their ability to navigate the real world. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'm going to be honest, I can think of way better ways to spend that money than for whatever 3, 4, 5 hours on a flight where I'm just going to be uncomfortable for a little bit. Anyways, this is just how I feel.
There you go. Wealthy Upper East Side mom. You have her name. That's what she's described as Upper East Side wealthy mom. Yeah, good for her. Kids don't appreciate it. That's why once we were in France, we flew to France, we flew to Nice, we landed in Paris, and I got a chance because I was flying first class. My family was back in coach. I think that's appropriate. And I took them up to the super duper lounge where they had a fountain with chocolate squirting out the top of it and all these cookies and all this other stuff. This beautiful lounge there in Paris. And I took them to up there, and I had them stand at the window. You said, those people, the people up here, assuming they didn't inherit, let's assume they all worked. I said, these people work really, really hard. I was trying to scare the daylights out of them because they both sucked in school. They both weren't applying themselves, weren't doing anything, just getting D's and not caring. I said, where would you rather be? Down there sleeping on the floor because all the planes were delayed because of, I think it was Obama was in Paris or wherever he was. So all the planes were delayed. Everybody's laying around sleeping on the floor. Would you rather be up here in this fancy room or down there? And they're like, we like it up here. I said, good. Then study. Then do something. Then work. I already sent it to Rye one time. I want you to cut the grass for me. I'll give you $5. And he said, no, I'm going to pass on that because most of my basic needs are being met now. He was like 10. I said, what do you mean? I have a roof over my head. I've got food. I have clothing. I don't need $5. $10? No, I'm good. It's like, oh, you're good? Well, what if I took away one of those things? You won't. You're just saying that. What, am I going to sit there at the table with everybody and I'm not going to eat because I didn't cut the grass? It's like, yo, shut up. Go study or something. I see people. Thank you, Teeny. I see people with their kids sitting in first class. That's the way I feel about it. Like, they have no idea. No idea how hard somebody had to work to be there. Yeah, send them to the back.
By the way, Sean Strickland.
It's Strickland. There it is. Yeah. He
actually declined to fight at the White House card because he didn't want to fight in front of everybody on the Epstein list.
By the way, speaking of that, Joe, you'll be happy that Thomas Massey has got, I think, 5 months in there, still in there, somewhere in there.
7.
And he's going to 7. And he said he's going to read the names of all of the accused on the floor and get them all in the record. He'll be happy about that.
I hope he's wearing a vest until then.
Okay. Here's Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Yes, sir. Everett to Marysville looking pretty good today. Less than a 10-minute drive. It is crowded from 526 up to Highway 2, and then it's wide open from there. Eastbound 526, it's thinning out, but we're still slow leaving the Boeing plant over to I-5. South 5 into Seattle, it's crowded from the U District to I-90. Gets a little thick here in the heart of downtown. Linwood to Seattle, right around a 20-minute drive. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Once you get through that thick backup between Southeast 8th and Factoria, it quickly picks up the pace again, but you're not in the clear until you get into Renton. North 405, scattered slowing between South Center and the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue, give yourself 20 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on 167's at 40 minutes. We've got really heavy volumes between Algona and Sumner. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're pushing 55 minutes. Really, the only significant backup in your way is this 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO News Radio.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office. And I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. A fatal explosion at a pulp and paper mill in Longview, Washington today. A tank filled with a chemical used in the paper-making process ruptured, say fire officials. 10 people were taken to the hospital, some seriously injured.
Unknown number of fatalities at this moment. As we said, we have confirmed that there are fatalities, but the exact number is undetermined.
Fire Chief Scott Goldstein says the area is stabilized. A threat of a major explosion is gone at the military aircraft factory in Orange County, California. Crews have cooled down the damaged chemical tanks, say fire officials. But since there's still a chance of a leak or a smaller blast, not all evacuation orders are lifted. In a major snub to President Trump's efforts for the midterm elections, a proposed South Carolina congressional map that could have flipped a Democrat seat to Republicans has been killed by the Republican-controlled state Senate. President Trump says today's 6-month physical exam went perfectly. This is ABC News. Experts say the growing popularity of artificial intelligence tools has supercharged scams targeting travelers.
Criminals are using AI to scrape your social media and then write realistic messages that sound like they're from the hotel or the restaurant that you booked. And those will use things like social data, like your kids' names or your specific travel dates.
Kane McGladrey, senior member of the tech-focused public charity IEEE. The newest exhibit to open at Chicago's Field Museum blends the world of paleontology with this, according to 10-year-old Ellie Knorr, who visited with her family.
This Pokemon thing has been so cool. There's like big Pokemon fossils. It's been really cool. I see a huge one over there. I'm so ready to see that.
The Pokemon Fossil Museum is an interactive exhibit that offers the chance for visitors to compare their favorite characters to real-life fossils that inspired the creatures. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
More on that deadly blast at a paper mill in Longview after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both 45 to 50-minute commutes. I-5, you're crowded from Northgate into Mill Creek, and 405 slows from 520 up to 527 there in Canyon Park. South 5 heading into Seattle is crowded from the U District to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, about a 20-minute drive. 35 minutes to get through downtown on North 5. You've got your typical afternoon backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal. Bellevue to Renton's a 25-minute commute. Once you get through that thick backup from Southeast 8 through Factoria, you'll begin to thin out and open up again, but you're not in the clear till you get down to about the Renton Landing. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. Your backups start at MLK Junior Way. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 40 minutes. And we've got a new collision in Tacoma, South 5 right in front of the Dome. A collision blocks your right center lane. The backup actually starts way back at 320th. Federal Way to Tacoma right now is up to 25 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A still unknown number of people have died after a chemical tank imploded at a Longview paper mill this morning. KIRO News Radio's Corbin Hake reports from that scene.
Tragedy struck at 7:15 this morning at Nippon Dynawave Paper Factory along the Columbia River. A tank containing white liquor used Christian Paper Manufacturing ruptured explosively. Mike Gorsuch is Longview Fire Battalion Chief.
There were multiple critical injuries, and patients were transported to hospitals in Longview and throughout the Vancouver-Portland area. We can also confirm there were fatalities related to the incident.
Multiple victims suffered chemical burns and were transported to local hospital. A recovery operation is still underway. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police have arrested the man wanted in a triple shooting outside a Capitol Hill nightclub. Detectives say surveillance video appears to show that 19-year-old from Tacoma get into a fight with one of those victims and pull out a gun and start firing. Police say they arrested this suspect just 2 weeks ago for possession of a firearm. He's now being held on bail and could be charged as early as tomorrow. A Seattle City Council member is calling on the mayor to activate security cameras in the Stadium District before next month's World Cup events. Rob Saka is vice chair of the Public Safety Committee.
Waiting for a purported credible threat before activating those tools is far too reactive. For an event of this magnitude, we're failing to meet the moment.
The mayor has held off on activating those cameras, saying they will be turned on only if there is a credible threat. Saka argues the technology could deter potential attacks as crowds grow. We've reached out to the mayor's office for comments. A longtime local realtor says Washington is losing people, money, and talent. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor reports the data backs him up.
Jeff Reynolds of Compass tells the Jason Arant Show on Seattle Red 770 founders, engineers, and everyday families are leaving. Active listings across Washington jumped 29% in March. In Sammamish, a longtime tech hub, he calls the numbers unbelievable.
We're seeing like a 250% increase in active listings for sale.
He blames the state's taxes and open drug use on downtown streets.
The writing's on the wall. You know, it's if you don't reverse it, it may not be something that we can fix. And if we do, it could be a decade.
Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Now to your forecast. We have increasing sunshine for this afternoon. And again for tomorrow, going to be a nice warm up the next couple of days. Low 70s Wednesday and upper 70s and mostly sunny on Thursday. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go with the John Curley Show. Thank you, one and all. Thanks also to Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line for handling all those text messages and keeping Joe awake. How many hours of sleep, Joe?
About 2 and 48.
This is a disaster.
Amy, I know. We'll talk after the show. Got it in the news. Yeah. Well, he wants to be your candidate. He wants to be your representative in Pierce County. The 7th District. Number 1 in your heart. There he is, Mike Solon. Solon, you got to feel pretty good because let me give everybody what happened. You moved to Pierce County in 2022. You could have registered in 2022 as a voter, but for safety's sake, because you're aware of a lot of people that like to show everybody what democracy looks like going to somebody's house, screaming and yelling and throwing rocks and stones at people. That happened to you in West Seattle. So you decided, well, I'm going to keep it kind of on the down low that I've moved to Pierce County, so I'm not going to register to vote. And then you think, you know what? I think I'm going to get in there, and I want to represent people, District 7. I want to get in there. So then you throw your name in, I think on the 7th of May or somewhere in there, and you get a call from the auditor's office that, Mike Solon, your name's going to be removed. You can't run. Why?
You nailed it. Well, why is because of political shenanigans by my opponents, and I think that they're scared because I have a legitimate shot of winning. What I'm witnessing in Pierce County, and it's a wonderful community down here, that's why I moved, is they're embodying and emulating King County policies, particularly on public safety. And we have a significant issue with public safety in Pierce County, and particularly in District 7, and it must be completely overturned.
Yeah.
And my fear is that they're adopting these policies that is basically sinking Seattle and King County. And I decided to not sit on the bench anymore and to go public to try to do something about it.
So here are the shenanigans, then, because you can't directly prove this. So I think that's why we're using air quotes around shenanigans. So there is this charter review commission. I think there's 3 people that sit on it, right? And they are the ones that then determine who can run, who can't run, who's allowed to be a candidate. Well, one of the people on the commission is your opponent in this race, correct?
She is on the commission, that is for sure.
Okay, so she's on the commission. So this is where the shenanigans, you can't actually prove it, but one could say, well, it seems kind of weird. She's on the commission to determine who can run and who can't run, and she's running, and she sees your name on there and goes, well, wait a minute, let's just, he did not, the rule is you need to be a registered voter in District 7 for at least 1 year. Now, the question is, was that always the rule, Mike, or did that rule all of a sudden get put in place?
So the rule is 1 year of residency and voter registration. That is the verbiage.
Okay.
And so the opponents saw that as an opportunity because I registered in March of this year as a chance to use that language, as gray as it is, to disqualify me because they're scared I'm going to more than likely win this seat. And so they tried all the stops, reaching out, in my opinion, to the auditor and perhaps did some hand-wringing on this. And then I was contacted not even 24 hours in to the deadline of my candidacy being removed. So, and then that, they've also referred to me as a mega extremist. They're using all the stops they can to fearmonger. And because they can't stand on their policies, they can't embody their platform in terms of being verbal about it. So then they have to attack the character. And to me, that is not genuine. It's not what we need here in Pierce County.
Yeah, but Solid, listen, you are no wilting daisy on any of this sort of stuff. People have said stuff about you all the time. And this, welcome to the world of politics. It's not beanbag, right? So they're going to go after you and they'll throw a whole bunch of labels at you. But I still want to go back to it. So you need to be a registered voter in District 7 for at least 1 year. So the question is, were you a registered voter for 1 year?
No, that's why the auditor pulled me from the ballot. So I challenged it because we thought that violated my First Amendment rights. And it turns out a Superior Court judge in Pierce County agreed. And so here I am back on the ballot. And in my opinion, that's going to ultimately change charter review language, which should, in my assumption, marry what Washington state law says, that people should have a fundamental right to run for office. And one of the examples we use is if you're an 18-year-old and you meet all the requirements for residency, but during that time frame you register to vote when you turn 18, then if you view that language as they view it, you wouldn't be qualified to run for office. And that's a violation of your civil rights. And that was my argument. And the Superior Court judge agreed with me.
Okay, so the judge puts it aside. So there you are. You're on the ballot. I think there's an independent. There's another Republican. The other Republican said, I'm going to get out. I hope I don't get any votes. My name will still be on the ballot. Mike Solo is the person I think should win there in District 7. I was looking at the numbers. Your budget there, $3.5 billion. You spend 76% of it on the sheriff's office. That also involves court services and juvenile services. That's a big chunk of change in order to keep everybody behaving themselves in Pierce County.
It's a big chunk of change, but then I'm going to look at, in collaboration with my constituents on the council, my colleagues on the council, to hey, where is this public safety money being spent? In my opinion, they're not spending it wisely. You've got Pierce County deputy sheriffs fleeing to other jurisdictions that are higher paid. So they have played politics with the public safety budget in terms of 911 safety. There's parts of unincorporated Pierce County that go without sheriff coverage. To me, that's unacceptable. It's one of the main reasons to why I'm running. We can't make that allowable. So then if you're an executive of a county and you know that your deputy sheriffs are leaving in droves for higher paying wages because they're being respected contractually speaking, and they're being paid to.
We get some shenanigans on the technical side. Oh, we lost him. Have him reconnect there, Andrew. I'll ask him about a friend of mine who lives in Pierce County, and we cover the story. He's got a house, then across the street's a meth house, just a bomb of a house, drugs in and out 24 hours a day. It's a chop shop as well. He called Pierce County. They'd send somebody out. Nobody would do anything. Then finally we get the new police chief there in Tacoma. She came on. She went to the guy's house at 7 o'clock in the morning. They went in with like a SWAT team. They take everybody out. They take the house. They put they abandoned or condemned the house. And then I think 24 hours later, the guy that they arrested was back in the house again. And at that point, when I called my friend, he said, "Forget it. I'm done. I'm moving. I'm going to sell my house." He had put a ton of money into his home. I think at this point, he's still trying to sell it while there is an active meth house across the street from him that he was unable to get completely closed down. And this went on for 3 years. He kept calling. 6 years altogether?
6 years, yeah.
6 years. And finally, he's like, "I give up." Because every time the cops would come there, every time the sheriff would show up, there's nothing we can do. And when he asked one of them, the guy said, "Look, off the record, we're not arresting any drug users." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, bye. Thanks a lot for not being able to help." Okay, back to Mike Solon. All right, so Solon, before we lost you there might have been shenanigans on the line. I was just telling a story, and we had this guy on. He's been on a couple of times, a friend of mine. I won't say his name on the air. For 6 years, he's had a meth house across the street from his house. He's put about $400,000 into his home, fixing it all. Beautiful little place, right across the street, 24 hours a day, chop shop, drugs all the time. He calls Pierce County. They come out, and the one guy said to him, "Listen, off the record, we don't arrest drug dealers. We don't arrest people doing drugs here in Pierce County." And he says, "Really nothing we can do." Then finally they went in. You got the new police chief there in Tacoma. She showed up, looked at all the backlogs of all the cases that hadn't been taken care of. At 7 o'clock in the morning, she goes to the guy's door, knocks at the door, says, "SWAT team's coming in. We're moving them out. We're closing them down. We're going to put these people behind bars." Is Pierce County going to start changing how they deal with drug dealers and drug users?
Well, if I get on the council, yes, absolutely. And that's what's missing is leadership at that basic level. Public safety should be a foundational component to any elected official, any city council, any executive. They are not meeting that basic standard here. It's why I'm running. And John, like I said earlier, you got parts of Pierce County that don't have any deputy coverage. You got people calling 911 looking for help. Why don't we have any deputies to answer that call for help? You tell me. I mean, if that big of a budget is being spent on public safety, where in Pierce County is the number two, one of the second largest county in the state of Washington, and John, they have the least amount of deputies per capita, we have a serious spending problem, an allocation problem. My fear is that they're using those dollars for ideological purposes, which removes deputies from service, creates an unsafe environment. And it's time for people to get off the bench, vote for reality and common sense. And you can find that with me as your candidate at solonforpierce.com.
There you go. Hey, Solon, you're sort of known as a bulldog when you were running the union for Seattle Police Department. Are you going to be able to reach across the aisle? Because we're going to see so often, once you get in there, a lot of it is convincing somebody else that's slightly on the fence to see things your way. You have to sort of be a salesman at times rather than a guy with a sledgehammer and a driving personality. Is that part of you as well, Mike?
Well, I'm a bulldog when it comes to pushing back on unreasonableness. I've worked with progressives. I've worked with moderate Democrats for 6 years, the Seattle Police Union president. I was able to secure 2 contracts and up to a 40% pay raise while we lost half of our department. So when people say I'm a bulldog, well, they're not really providing context. It shows that my success at the contract table, dealing with 3 different mayors, 4 different police chiefs in my tenure, shows that I can reach across the aisle and get deals done. Pierce County is not different than that. And if I can manage the storm of the media hype and how they characterize me, well, I can manage that in Pierce County, no problem. And look, people are looking for leadership, John. However they want to tag me or characterize me is fine, to your point earlier. I welcome that. It gives me energy. In fact, that's not me. I'm a moderate guy. I was raised basically a Democrat with my parents. But as you move and you grow into adulthood, particularly as in law enforcement, you get to see how policies that are pushed by the other side, the other party, don't work. And then you see what reality is. And so you morph your political thinking, you learn as you grow into adulthood. That's essentially what this is. So yes, I can reach across the aisle as a moderate. I'm looking forward to it. And we need leadership now more than ever.
So what are you guys are losing sheriffs, you're losing cops to other counties. How much are they paying and what are they taking them away for? $50,000 makes a difference between Pierce County and somewhere else?
Yeah, $50,000 and higher hourly wage of pay. Like for instance, I negotiated in Seattle The basic entry-level police officer for the Seattle Police Department, you can make $118,000. That's an incredible number for a blue-collar job. I want to have that same energy, that same, I think, mission and action to make our deputies in the Pierce County Sheriff's Office one of the highest paid in the state. Right now, we have the least amount of deputies per capita, and they're fleeing to other higher paying jurisdictions. We can't afford that anymore. And I think with my leadership, as we negotiate these contracts, I think you're going to see that happen.
Yeah, because it is just simply a game of market and just peeling somebody off. 118,000, I should say, that's a starting base, but then they make overtime. But I'll tell you something. I don't know if I'd want to be paid. I don't know how much I'd have to be paid to have somebody spit at me, scream at me, take a shot at me, hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, or to go in some of these situations that they're going into. 118,000, when you take the taxes out and everything else, it's a pretty crappy hard life for these guys and these women.
Yeah, I mean, I think, contextually across the Washington state, law enforcement is not highly respected by our elected officials. And at least the people that continue to push for defunding or alternative forms of policing, they always blame the police. That's one of the reasons why, John, we have the lowest amount of officers per capita in the entire nation. Pierce County is no stranger to that, as I just got done saying. Policing is an exceptional profession. We're very highly trained in this state. I'm honored to be a law enforcement credentialed employee. But Pierce County right now is not being respected by our current elected leaders. And people need to go to SolanForPierce.com to see what solutions I have, and to like and push my social media content so we can change the pattern. The pattern is anti-police, and we need more police because people feel unsafe across unincorporated Pierce County. It's unacceptable to me.
If I were a campaign director, I would have to say that having your name possibly removed from the ballot by your opponent, I'm not saying she did, but the fact that she was on this commission and she's also running against you, this is great for you, Solon.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, I guess it feeds. Hey, listen, you were on Ari, you were on Rants. Here we are, sloppy thirds. That's the term I just came up with. So, I mean, you're getting. Listen, no one would be talking about Mike Solon running in Pierce in the 7th district right there. But this makes the story so interesting. They try to slice you off. They try to slice you out of the ballot, and then the judge says no, you can run. So here you are. Gives you great energy. This is good for you.
It gives me great energy. And John, like I said, I use that energy, and I'm already advocating for the constituents here in Pierce County in District 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that they realize that they've woken up a storm of people who are going to vote and going to use this as energy to overturn the status quo. The status quo, I call them the establishment, have been in charge for a very long time. Their actions are done because they're terrified that I can possibly win, and they don't want to give up control. So they're going to do what they can, to your point, use politics, character assassination against me, because I'm going to be effective. I'm going to be moderate. I can reach across the aisle and get moderate Democrats and Republicans to coalesce and vote for me. SolanForPierce.com.
Okay, that's your third time. All right, and then I'm going to ask you a tough question. You ready? Somebody says, Solon, you run in the 7th. You know they're going to have they're going to have that initiative on there. They're going to put on the ballot about the millionaires tax. What do you think about that? Now, Pierce County has got some very wealthy people. It's got some, middle class, but it's got some people who are really struggling. So if somebody asks you that, how do you answer that? If they ask you, how are you going to vote on the millionaires tax? What do you say?
Well, we're already being overtaxed, and we're spending outside of our tax dollars. The continued taxation upon the constituents is a bridge too far. And so there is real energy on this millionaires tax. And for me, it's going to be no more new taxes until we actually understand how those tax expenditures are being allocated. That's the problem. They have money that's been misspent. The public safety tax that was just put onto the constituency is not going to retain current sheriff's deputies. That's the problem. They sold it as if it did enhance the Pierce County Sheriff's Department, maybe for recruiting, but they're not doing anything about it to retain the highly trained deputies they already have.
Yeah.
That's the problem here.
Yeah.
And so you can't dangle new taxes to then say everything's going to be okay. We're going to get you more deputies. No, they're not doing that. It's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So it's
I can't allow that anymore.
It's a spending problem, not a revenue problem. Well, Mike Solon, I guess, how many times we hear Mike Solon? Mike Solon, what is it again? Mike? What is it?
Hey, John, I
What is
said
it?
it 3 times, SolonForPierce.com, buddy.
Sorry, I forgot about that. I need the 4th time. You got to hear something 4 times. All right, Solon, well, get out there. Start knocking on doors and everything you got to do. He's a lovable bulldog that's going to fight for Pierce County. All right, Solon. Thanks, my friend.
Good man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
There goes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Everett to Marysville doing pretty good today at 10 minutes. Getting there from Seattle's a 50-minute commute. Now, you're crowded from Northgate all the way to about 164th and Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, you just hit 1 hour. You're slow from Bellevue now into Canyon Park, and then you're going to jam up pretty hefty there at the Alderwood interchange. South 5 heading into Seattle, we're heavy from Northeast 50th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, close to 25 minutes, and that includes a brief backup in Shoreline between 175th and 155th. It's a 35-minute drive through downtown on North 5. Heavy backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. You're slow from North Bellevue all the way to the Renton Landing, and you're really heavy until you get down to Coal Creek Parkway. Federal Way to Tacoma, 25 minutes. It's bumper to bumper from State Route 18 to 54th and Fife. We did clear that earlier crash down the road near the Tacoma Dome. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
Full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see. They know. They hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And, you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology. And that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A deadly chemical implosion rocked a paper mill in Longview this morning. Fire officials say a chemical treatment tank imploded at the Nippon Dynawave packaging plants. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says the scene is now stable.
Crews from our agencies have looked at the hazardous materials component as well as the structural concerns. That is why we are saying the incident is now stable.
Death toll is not known at this hour, but officials say multiple people were killed. At least 10 have been injured. An 18-year-old cold case murder mystery out of North Carolina has been solved here in Washington. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi has that.
Port Angeles police have taken 43-year-old Johnny Talbert into custody. He's charged in the 2008 shooting deaths of 2 people at the Sundrop Bottling Company in Concord, North Carolina. Port Angeles police records show approximately 288 contacts with Talbert since November of 2011. That includes 14 arrests, 2 of which were for felonies. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Set of police now working with Vancouver, BC investigators on a north-of-the-border cold case. It may involve a woman with ties to Seattle. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
In 2022, an unidentified woman was found dead in the water off Spanish Banks in English Bay, British Columbia. She had an inflatable kayak and backpack, but no ID. A specialized pollen analysis suggests she may be from Seattle or another Pacific Northwest city. So investigators like Sergeant Adam Donaldson with the Vancouver BCPD are here looking for clues.
Her sweater at least had some exposure to your neck of the woods, and we're here to investigate that lead.
You can see the woman's picture at mynorthwest.com. If you recognize her, call 911. In Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Fewer insurance options and higher costs may be ahead for Washington. Providence Health Plan is leaving the individual market in 2027, and 13 other insurers are requesting an average rate hike of more than 22%. The state insurance commissioner says each rate increase request will be scrutinized before they're approved ahead of open enrollment this fall. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33. Here's Nate Connors.
And this one's brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. It's crowded from Northgate all the way up to Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett's going to take you an hour. It's slow from about mid-Bellevue up to Canyon Park. You'll catch a nice breather, and then you're going to jam up again at the Alderwood interchange. South 5 into Seattle is bumper to bumper from Northeast 50th to I-90. About 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, and that includes a brief backup through Shoreline as well near 175th. 35 minutes gets you through downtown on North 5 with backup starting near the West Seattle Bridge. Both of our lake bridges are clear. Westbound 520 eventually jams up in Montlake. Bellevue to Renton, we're up a bit to a half-hour commute. It's slow from Bellevue all the way to the Renton Landing, and it's really thick until you get to Cold Creek Parkway. Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 50 minutes. Backups through JBLM, and again, heading into Olympia. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And to your forecast now, we're seeing increasing sunshine tonight. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny, highs in the low 70s. Thursday, upper 70s, and mostly sunny again. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up. They ask hard questions. They get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights, 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Where's it start?
In your home.
What about on the streets?
With a problem you're struggling to solve.
Could that problem be Buc-ee's or a car? Taking the car to Buc-ee's shouldn't be a problem. On the streets.
Taking the car
to Buc-ee's.
Taking the car to
Buc-ee's.
Taking the car.
Got my car the other day. Made a weird noise. What'd it sound like? What did it sound like, Nate? My car when I started it? What was the sound it made? It made a weird sound.
It went clinkety, clankety, clinkety, clank.
Clankety, clanky's not a good sound to hear in the morning.
That's a noise you know when you got to take it to Buc-ee's. That's it.
I thought it was me. I'd eaten some beans the night before, a big burrito.
No.
And I wasn't feeling well.
That's a different garage.
I was clickety clankety. That's not me. That's
come on, guys.
Why? Why? We're just riffing. We're waiting to.
Clinkety, clankety, clinkety.
Okay, Buc-ee's Auto Service Center, 60 locations. That's cheap. That's just cheap humor. We're better than that.
Sound effects? Oh.
Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. All right. 16 locations, been around for 51 years. Thank you, Dave, for that help.
Anytime.
China in 2025 said AI in classrooms. We need to teach kids how AI works. It started in kindergarten, working all the way through. Then Trump in March of 2025 said, yeah, let's put AI in the classrooms. We want the kids to know about AI. This is a problem for teachers because they are struggling with, do we just let them use AI? We want to teach them how to understand how AI works. That's what they're doing in California. I don't know what they're doing in the state of Washington. But AI in the classroom, computers in the classroom, but it starts with the phone in the classroom. In China, I looked up because they seem to be leading the world when it comes to education, however they try to educate the kids. They need no phones unless you have a written note that you can then have a phone, but no phones. They do allow computers, but of course the computers are controlled by the government, so the kids are not on there doing Minecraft or some other thing. The professors that know and the brain scientists know the damage done to a developing brain. This one came out a little while ago, conducting a study for 5 years. 60 kids were looked at, and
60 kids undergo an exhaustive study in the US using an MRI machine to scan the brains of kids aged 3 to 5 years old. The results, truly shocking. Interactive screen time causes a loss of white matter.
Well, in the simplest terms, we could actually refer to as some measure of brain impairment or brain damage.
Professor Mike Nagel from the University of the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, they love that. professor from the University of Sunshine Coast?
I think it's in Australia, but
I was going to say he's an American over there. If we could just get you to say brain damage, that would be great.
Has spent a career studying child brain development.
Listen to all the music in the background.
So white matter in the brain is a material called myelin. So what myelin does is it wraps around the axons of neurons and acts like an insulator, a conductor, not too dissimilar to the plastic coating of a wire. So if we're seeing definites in myelin production early in life, we're probably seeing deficits in neural connectivity.
The study shows the more screen time a child is exposed to, the greater the loss of white matter. Can you remember your first reaction to those results, not only as a professional in this field, but as a father?
My gut reaction was, wow, I was not anticipating seeing anything like that. It hadn't occurred to me at the time that something as little as, and it said 2 hours a day, was having such a profound effect on the white matter associated with sort of language development. And by association, literacy, it was a shock, to be honest.
Okay, for those of you that are questioning the integrity of the study from the University of Sunshine Coast, I looked it up. It's ranked 37th in Australia out of 37. So at least it's on the board. No, I'm only kidding. 1,360 globally since 2025. So although it sounds like a party school for some reason, University of Sunshine Coast, it's legitimate. So this guy studied that it causes some damage to the brain. The great thing about the brain is it can form new neural pathways. It's quite pliable. And although these kids have their brain somewhat damaged, as he would say, there's always chance for regrowth. But if you continue to be able to have the kid on the phone or on the screen in the classroom is a great big problem. And that's why this Shoreline dad, who's an entrepreneur, has invented
When you think about what a kid is asking for when they ask a parent for a phone, what they're asking for is a portal into their best friend's bedroom or a portal into grandma's house.
So Chet answered the call. He and his network
portal into grandma's house?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that like a term these kids are using nowadays? Grandma's house. Let's get over to grandma's house. All right, hang on. You don't think it's grandma's house?
I don't think they necessarily want to actually talk to their friends. I don't think that's why they all want.
created Tin Can, a modern twist on the landline.
So when we first started, I hand delivered the first probably 75 tin cans. We didn't have packaging, we didn't have setup instructions.
That was just 17 months ago. Now, this Seattle-based company.
What's it look like? Have you seen it? Did you see it?
It looks like a, I don't know, like a plastic kind of like a plastic caterpillar.
Careful, you're gonna pull a muscle there. It's like a plastic caterpillar?
It's like a giant plastic caterpillar. Kind of like an
seeing
elephant.
things? Are you recovered from the weekend? It's a giant plastic caterpillar.
Kind of.
Is on batch 6 and trying to keep up with demand.
I mean, the demand shows product market fit. I think there's a clear hunger for a solution.
Numbers from Common Sense Media show 1 in 4 children had their own cell phone by 8 years old. Multiple studies show.
Shame on those parents. Shame. Shame. I shake my finger at you.
That owning a smartphone in early adolescence is associated with increased risk of depression, obesity, and insufficient sleep.
Other than that, here's a phone.
Compared to not owning one. A tin can is a corded phone that plugs into the wall.
Okay.
It works like a landline. You dial a number to make a call.
I had to write that in there. Hang on. Yeah.
It has speakerphone,
there it is.
voicemail, volume control, and programmable preset buttons. Their focus, getting a tin can in the hands of every kid everywhere and connecting generations with voice rather than a screen.
Yeah, okay.
You see a caterpillar,
yes,
right?
it looks like a caterpillar. You're right there. Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to question.
They make them, I think, in like classic phone styles as well, kind of like the little handset.
Okay, Andrew, calm down. You got stock in this thing or something?
No,
you never jump in and like you're selling the thing.
I saw it on a TV store and I looked into it. It was kind of interesting.
Did you? Do you want to call grandmother?
It needs a Wi-Fi connection to work at all.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can only call other tin can phones for free. To call any phone, you have to pay $10 a month.
Man, you really looked into this.
I did. I was very curious.
How's your grandma doing? Good Lord. Or are you calling your best buddy's bedroom?
I was curious.
You're more than curious. I mean, you really.
He did.
What else? What kind of colors did it come in, Andrew?
It comes in a few colors.
Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Okay, let's see. South 5 into Seattle. We're heavy now from Lake City Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes, with more slowing through Linwood to add to this. 35 minutes through downtown Seattle. On North 5, your backup start at the Michigan Curve. Northbound 99 is packed through the downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour drive. You're slow from mid-Bellevue now down to the Renton Landing. North 405 slows from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes, scattered backups between MLK Junior Way and 516. Westbound 18, bumper to bumper from Military Road over to I-5, and I-5 through Federal Way. Southbound is bumper to bumper at South 320th down in through the Fife Curve. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we make protecting your home simple and affordable. With flexible financing and 20-plus years of trusted service, you can count on lasting quality from Guardian. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
CarsForKids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation, or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Very exciting. Focus your casino. Resort text line 1-888-973-54-760. Welcome. Will Paul win letter of the day? Ooh. Paul and some Amish. But first, the UFC White House card coming up. This is on the 14th of June. It's also the birthday for the President of the United States. Dana White discussed some of the primary worries regarding the big fight taking place there in the South Lawn. Dana says,
we have to worry about the weather, right? How cold is it? Is it too hot? Is it too muggy? Does it rain? The only thing that can really crush us is lightning. You know, everybody, you all have kids that have played soccer or whatever. As soon as lightning hits, shut it down. It's a wrap. Everybody's got to go hide, and then you can't go. So if lightning happens that night, we'll wait out the lightning until it goes away, and we'll do the show a little bit later.
What podcast is this? Just the yup.
Sounds like the Budweiser.
You're gonna give one more. Let's see. Do we get another yup out of the guy? What do you think? 34 seconds left. Yes or no, Andrew?
Yeah, we'll get another yup.
Or however that plays out. The other problem that I always think about.
How many more yups? Just out of curiosity. You have 30 seconds left. And
One.
Joe's heard it already, so you can't. What?
I'll say one more.
Okay.
Bugs. Yeah. So
that counts.
Does it?
Yeah. It's the same as a yup, isn't it?
Yeah. Yup.
President Trump just opened the Rose Garden 2 nights ago, and he invited me to dinner there. The amount of gnats.
Oh my God!
I'm out. I should have
20
said more.
seconds more. Yes or no? How many more?
Oh,
you want to bet them all? You going to push it all in on this?
I will say one more after that last one.
All right, here we go.
Gnats that were flying around. I'm like, holy. As soon as I got on the plane, I called my head of production and said, "Yeah, let me tell you about the gnat situation tonight."
Oh, wow.
That's a yeah. That
You
doesn't
are
count.
That counts. It still counts.
Okay.
What, Andrew said, Nate, you're saying doesn't count?
Yeah, no, it counts.
It counts.
Okay,
Hang on.
fine.
10 seconds left. You want to wager?
I'm going to say no more yups.
One more.
Nate says one more. Here we go.
Think about that lighting grid, the claw that we're going to have, the amount of power in the lights, moths, gnats, and God knows what else. Fighters trying to deal with that. So
that counts.
That counts. Yes.
Darn it.
I knew it.
Thank you. Nate gets it right. That's correct. There were 3 yups, 1 yeah, and a yeah.
And a yeah.
And a yeah. A great interview. Who was talking to him? You don't even know.
Nope.
Doesn't even matter.
Come on.
But bugs and gnats and bats. Yup.
You gotta get that guy on the radio, man.
Yup. And it's Justin Gaethje, right?
Yep.
And I sent you a picture of myself with Justin Gaethje. Did you see it?
Yep.
And did you put it up or something? You gonna show everybody that, huh?
Nope.
There he is, right there. See,
I don't have it from you. Huh?
I sent it to you.
Did you?
Yeah, that's right after he won the night before. He knocked some guy out in Salt Lake.
Yeah, you sent it to someone else.
No, I didn't. I sent it to you. Nope. Oh, you have it, loser.
Nope.
There's right there. You're the only Joe I know, the only one I love. You're right there on my phone, right there with Justin Gaethje. And I asked him, what is it like putt? Well, shoot, Joe.
It's fine. Let's not do this in front of everyone.
All right, I don't want to fight. I did ask him, what is it like punching somebody when they're on the ground? You see their face. Do you think of them as a human being? And he said, you don't look at their face. Yep. You look at their chest. You're aiming at their face, but you look at their chest. You're punching. And I said, well, do you ever? That's what he said. What, do you doubt him?
Well, I think you'd look where you're punching.
He says you're looking at their chest. I don't know why. And you're wailing it's gonna hit them somewhere in that general area. Do you think about how much pain you're inflicting? And he said, I want to knock him out. The longer it takes me, if I can't really land one of those and just knock the guy out, I got to keep hitting him. I want to knock him out. I want him to be done so I don't have to keep inflicting the pain. So that's crazy. He goes, plus I know that at any second I could be on the ground. He could be on top of me, wailing on me. So I just want to finish that guy off. I said, well, I think the most amazing part of your sport is after all of that, you're bringing elbows down into somebody's forehead. Just the two of you guys get up and hug. He goes, that's all about respect. I knew how hard he worked and trained to be in that ring, and he knows how hard I trained as well. And you don't get angry at the guy. It's like, good for you, good fight. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, if politicians could be like that, wouldn't that be great?
I kind of wish they could punch each other.
Okay. I'm getting half a Joe here.
Yep.
Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate.
All right. The drive through Everett has peaked. We're already thinning out. It's a 10-minute drive into Marysville. Just a little crowding between 526 and Highway 2 to get through. Seattle to Everett is down to 40 minutes. We're still crowded from Northgate into Mill Creek, but we're picking up the pace here. Bellevue to Everett has also improved to 50 minutes after peaking at 1 hour just a little bit ago. So we're still slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park. Out in Issaquah, westbound 900, scattered backups from I-90 all the way out to Southeast May Valley Road. And then southbound on Issaquah Hobart, it's slow from, it's packed actually from downtown Issaquah all the way down to Cedar Grove Road. Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour commute. We're solid from mid-Bellevue all the way down to that Renton landing. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gordon Christensen, and if you're a dentist as I am, or you know a dentist, please take a moment to listen. When I became a dentist, I learned how quickly poor oral health can lead to other serious health problems. And for people without access to care, these problems can spiral very quickly. I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure how I could until I joined Dental Lifeline Network. It's a nonprofit that has helped us literally change the lives of people in our communities. DLN asks dentists to volunteer to see just one of the many patients in need in your area. It's very simple. DLN screens those in need and coordinates an initial appointment that takes place in the comfort of the dentist's own office and on their schedule. Right now, there's a wait list for patients in need in your community. I'm asking fellow dentists who will join me in seeing one patient per year.
Learn more about Dental Lifeline Network at willyouseeone.org. That's willyouseeone.org.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old in Immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I wanted to.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
This Memorial Day, get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months zero-interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A deadly accident at a pulp and paper mill in Washington state. Reports of fatalities and multiple people injured, some in critical condition after a tank with caustic chemicals ruptured. Cowlitz Fire Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein.
This is white liquor. It is a chemical mixture of sodium hydroxide, sodium sulfide, and disodium carbonate that is used in the paper making process.
In Orange County, California, officials say the threat of a major explosion from a damaged chemical tank is averted, a crack relieving internal pressure. In Alabama, a 3-judge panel unanimously blocking Republicans from using their 2023 congressional map, saying it intentionally discriminates on the basis of race. And in South Carolina, a state Senate rejecting President Trump's push to redraw the state's congressional districts in hopes that Republicans could gain an extra seat. This is ABC News. 6 men have been arrested in South America for the burglaries of several star athlete homes, including Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Back in 2024, the Chiefs were just minutes into a game when the thieves broke into Kelce's home and stole jewelry, watches, cash, and other luxury merchandise. Hours earlier, a burglary was reported at Mahomes' home. And the following month, authorities say the same crew targeted the home of Milwaukee Bucks player Bobby Portis during a game.
ABC's Hannah Bata. 3 people killed when a passenger van hit an elephant in a national park in Uganda. The van was transporting employees of the Uganda Revenue Authority. It wasn't clear if the elephant survived the crash. 2 famous TV stars will be making their Broadway debut later this year in the same show. Seinfeld actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus will headline a Broadway revival of the Tony Award-winning play Other Desert Cities. She'll be joined by Stranger Things alum Joe Keery. I'm Dave Packer, ABC News.
Coming up, a report from the scene of that chemical implosion in Longview. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, Tacoma to Olympia, you just hit 1 hour. You've got a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. Eastbound 512, we're heavy from I-5 out past State Route 7. Westbound 512 is solid from South Meridian through that South Hill curve. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 40 minutes. The north end, you're doing all right. It's the south end from State Route 18 into Puyallup that has has the heavy volumes. South 5 heading into Fife, bumper to bumper from State Route 18 into the Fife curve. 35 minutes northbound I-5 through downtown Seattle. Scattered backup starting right around the Michigan curve up across the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 is heavy from about Lake City Way down to I-90. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Multiple people have died, at least 10 more injured after a chemical implosion in Longview this morning. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake reports from that scene.
A storage tank containing white liquor, a chemical cooking agent used in paper manufacture, ruptured around 7:15 this morning. The explosion caused fatalities and injuries, according to Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein.
We have confirmed that there are fatalities, but the exact number is undetermined. Injuries: 10 personnel were transported from the site.
One of the injured is a firefighter. The cause of the tragedy is under investigation. There's no ongoing danger to the public. The location, Nippon Dinaware, was also the site of a fire last summer. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding the suspects who gunned down 17-year-old Braylon Diaz in Parkland on Sunday night. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Deputies say Diaz was walking with his girlfriend near 102nd Street South and Sheraton Avenue South when a vehicle stopped. The suspects robbed Diaz of his jewelry, then shot him before speeding away. Detectives released surveillance video and are focusing on a car of interest, a small red four-door sedan. You can see the vehicle at mynorthwest.com. If you recognize it, call 911 or the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle City Council member Rob Saka is pushing to activate security cameras ahead of next month's World Cup events. Saka is urging the mayor to turn on those cameras in the stadium district now, instead of waiting for a credible threat, as the mayor has directed.
Preparedness means planning for the worst case scenario before, not after.
Saka says the cameras could help deter potential violent acts as large crowds arrive. The mayor has paused activation while a privacy review is underway. We have reached out to Wilson's office for comments. And a Seattle Sounder is representing Team USA in the World Cup. Midfielder Christian Roldan was named to the men's national team.
The pressure and the excitement of being able to play in both my hometowns, it is a dream come true. It's best case scenario for me.
Roldan is a Southern California native. He will open play in Los Angeles before heading to Seattle to face Australia on June 19th. This is his second straight call-up to the FIFA World Cup. To your forecast now, sunshine increasing overnight, and then tomorrow we'll see more sunny skies, and again on Thursday, highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 61 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Yuppie liberal Seattle foo-foo guy. You missed that one. You weren't here for that. Yeah, how about that?
Sorry, yes, I was busy doing research. Yeah. I knew you were going to stick around. It didn't sound like I didn't know what I was talking about. Is it funny? Did I miss something good?
Yuppie liberal Seattle foo-foo guy. I described myself as that when I said I was not going to go to Hooters with my family.
I read the other day that Hooters was not really about the breastises. It was more about the food.
Sure.
Okay. Their breasts are too big for their legs to carry them. That's chickens. That's not the waitresses. I'm in the news. Scary about you, Andrew? You have all those drops just sitting there somehow.
Yeah, a finger on the trigger anytime.
That's what it is. 1-888-973-5476. All right. Should we talk some Mariners? Yeah! Here we go. A term I had never heard before. Piggybacking. Is that new?
No, it's been around.
It's other than stuff like I'd like to piggyback on something Aaron said earlier.
Sure.
In a baseball term, it means
Well, it means that you combo 2 starting pitchers to try to finish a game and give your bullpen the day off, essentially. Which happened last night. It worked on paper. On paper. The problem is these are human beings with egos, and they're starting pitchers who want to keep the ball. So, here's the situation the Mariners are in right now.
All right.
They have 6 viable starting pitchers. And typically, as long as I've been around, I've only heard of a 5-man starting rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like a good problem, right? You can never have enough pitching, as they say in baseball.
Yes,
but
they say that.
in this situation, it's a bit of a problem because there's not really an obvious guy to move out of that starting pitcher role.
Uh-huh.
So the Mariners have decided to...
When you say move out, would they get rid of, release him, and send him away? And
Not exactly. There are a couple things they could do. They could try to move him in a trade, or they can move someone to the bullpen, relegate them to a reliever position.
Okay.
The problem is these guys are all starters, and they're all proven starters too. So what the Mariners have decided to do is piggyback or combo Luis Castillo, who has been struggling this year, with Bryce Miller, who's coming back from injury.
Okay.
And at first you're like, okay, that kind of sort of makes sense because you want to limit Miller's pitches, and Luis is struggling. You still want to give him a shot to get back to his prime form.
Yeah.
So we're going to, in the first game, have Bryce Miller start and then have Luis Castillo come in after him.
So how many will Miller throw?
So they wanted Miller to throw 5 innings, essentially, in the first game. The goal is to kind of get to like 4 or 5 innings, and the next guy comes in.
60 pitches?
60 to 80, I think, is sort of like the sweet spot if you want to get there.
Depending if they're just...
But here's the deal. Like, if you've thrown 60 pitches and you've gotten through 5 innings...
You still have...
You're throwing a great game.
Right.
You should probably stay in that game. But
because part of... So much of pitching is a head game, right? You get ahead of the batter, and then you're sitting him down, take everybody out, and then the next you can't wait to get back up there again. They're fired away, and then you pull them out.
Luis Castillo was not pleased last night. Again, so this is a veteran. He's 33 years old, and yes, he's been struggling. So you can make the argument that, if you pitched better, you wouldn't put yourself in this position. But we are where we are.
Yeah.
Luis was throwing one of his best games of the season. He had thrown 4 scoreless innings, and the only reason you are taking him out is because you're forced to, because you've already predetermined you're in this piggyback situation. So Luis Castillo, you see him, the cameras catch him in the dugout with manager Dan Wilson explaining to him the situation, and Luis is raising his hands like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And then when Dan Wilson leaves, you see Luis Castillo upset. He throws down his hat and his glove, and he's fuming. He's not pleased. This is a veteran who, again, will not get the win because you have to throw at least 5 innings to be qualified for the win.
Yeah.
And then you put Bryce Miller in an awkward spot as well to come in. And now he gets the win, and he pitched great too.
Yeah.
So, again, it's working on paper. They're doing well. They've given up 2 total runs in both of these games.
Right.
Each of these games. And last night, the bullpen got a day off.
Because in a normal situation, for people who don't follow out of baseball, the pitcher's up there, he's thrown 72, and he starts to struggle, right? He's walked 2. Maybe a couple people have got a couple of hits off him. At that point, you'll hear Rick Riz say, manager's trying to look to who's going to take over. Bring on the mound, right? And then they'll cut to the bullpen.
Yeah,
they're warming up.
Exactly.
And then the dejected pitcher is kind of walks off the mound after the manager comes up, takes the ball. He knows it's done. That's it. I gave everything I got. You're on your way down. You're not pitching well, and then all of a sudden, this is like bad DEI intramural baseball where everybody has to pitch.
That's what it feels like.
Right.
You're right. And in both of these situations, Miller started the previous game.
Yeah.
And he had like a 1-hitter. Okay. And they pulled him. I think it was in the 6th inning because you want to get Luis Castillo his pitches. Why?
Right.
Why? Listen, this is terrible. I mean, Bryce Miller made it known during the post-game interview yesterday.
So
Brad Adams.
Exclusive? This seems exclusive.
It's not exclusive.
This seems exclusive. Can we say exclusive?
This is Brad Adam on the post-game show.
Okay.
MLB TV.
Okay.
Is it getting more, I guess, comfortable now that you've done both situations?
this setup's not very comfortable. But like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, I get to come out and pitch in the big leagues, and something that I've dreamed about my whole life. So,
just didn't dream about this.
Would I rather start the game? Yeah, but anytime I can be on the mound in the big leagues, I'll be grateful for it. So,
All right, so you win the game, but are you losing the clubhouse? I mean, like, are you? It's a long season. You got 100 games left. You cannot continue with this when guys, you are seeing them on camera. Luis Castillo upset. His post-game comments, he's clearly upset. Bryce Miller this is awkward. I don't like this, but I'm going to do what I have to do because I'm being told this isn't good. This is not good.
I don't know enough about sort of the psychology of it or the clubhouse personalities. Like I know some stuff you read about football. I don't follow pitchers as much. Do pitchers compete against each other? Are there sort of egos involved? And what is the clubhouse relationship normally between pitchers in a regular season without this sort of thing?
I would think that there's a healthy competition with those pitchers. You see your guy go out there and shove, like a Brian Wu goes 7 strong one night. You know, Logan takes the mound the next night. You want to compete with that while you're still rooting for that teammate.
Yeah.
But in this case, you're almost pitting the guys against each other. And you know, Miller said he was happy for Luis. He's glad he threw a good game, but it's like Miller doesn't want to come in for Luis in that situation.
Yeah,
Luis is throwing a great game, and then not to mention the fact that it was 7-0 when Bryce Miller came in. It's like you're bringing in Bryce Miller in a 7-0 game. Like, why?
Is this a government program we signed up for that we can't get out of? It sounds like something. Well, it's too late. We signed up back in April for the piggyback plan, and we still have it for an entire year until the subscription runs out.
You're going to like this piece of tape, too. So
is this exclusive? It sounds
exclusive. It's exclusive to our airwaves here today.
Right now.
You have not heard
it's
it
exclusive.
On this
All right, here we go.
So here's Dallas Braden. He's on the A's broadcast last night with your favorite.
Yes, I love her.
And he's a former pitcher.
Okay.
And so this is his reaction after Luis is pulled.
He has earned every right, in my opinion, to be back out there, to get the Lions' share of this piggyback split here. And if he's throwing the ball the way he has tonight, and if he has produced the way he has tonight, and you have the lead that you have tonight, help me understand why it's not Luis Castillo back out on the mound right now. I'm having a tough time wrapping my head around it.
A lot of fans are having a tough time.
Look at that guy near a baseball bat.
I know, right?
You go crazy on somebody.
It's an awkward situation.
So what's Wilson going to say?
So here's the deal. I don't think it's Dan Wilson's decision. I think it's their front office. Dipoto and Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander, they're sort of forcing Dan into this position. But, I mean, you have to see it now. This is not sustainable. You cannot keep this going. You need to make the tough call and put Luis in the bullpen. This is the odd man out. As much as I love Luis, and he's an all-star. He pitched great in the postseason last year, but his ERA is over 5. I mean, approaching 6 right now. He doesn't, unfortunately, deserve to be one of those 5 starters. Put him in the bullpen. Baseball also has a way of sort of figuring itself out.
Yeah.
You know, someone goes down, a starter gets hurt, Luis is your starter again.
There you go. You've solved the problem. Do other teams sign up for the piggyback program?
No, not in the big leagues. You see it sometimes, like in the minors.
Yeah, or like 5 to 7-year-olds.
Sure. You know, if a guy's trying to get rehab and like get his pitch count up, or in spring training, of course, guys will throw 3 or 4 innings. But
you watch them. You care about. Why don't you call over there?
What do I have to say about this? You're not going to take my word for it.
Come on, with your voice.
They must tune out all media and all fans who speak up, because I have not heard one media member or fan be on board with this. After the first game, it was a debacle because Dan Wilson put Luis Castillo out in the 9th inning in a 1-run game, and we ended up losing that game.
Yeah.
That should have been the end right there. The fan base was up in arms. Every sports talk host was up in arms, and they decided to roll it out again. So it doesn't matter what I say. I don't have as much sway or pull. It doesn't matter what they say over on 710 or any other place.
Yeah.
Mariners are going to do what they're going to do.
All right. Predictions from you. Aaron, will we see piggybacking continue for the next 2 weeks?
No.
Ooh. Wow. They're going to get rid of it.
They can't.
Well, yep. There is no can't in baseball.
I don't make predictions.
I just did.
I
just did. How about that?
Right there.
Dang.
He's angry. Other than that, how are they doing?
Somehow they're a game back first place.
There you go.
I don't even know how.
There's
It's because they're in a really bad division.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, they win this series, they're back in first place to win the next 2 games.
Nice. Good.
In the AL West. Yeah.
But I was shocked to see the White Sox actually pull a few off here in town. Not so good.
No.
Tickets still available?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's all. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. There you go. Still had some music left over. How are the kids? Oh, too late. We're out of music.
They're good. They're good.
Sorry, we couldn't find out how they are. We'll have to cut that part out. Boy, big shootout. You know how many rounds are fired? They said 40 shells, 40 casings on the 40-something. It's what they need is a law that limits you to only less than 9 rounds or 10 rounds. That would have solved it. Oh, they have that law. Here's the problem. We write the laws. We have to get we got to get the rules and the laws to these criminals. Because if they knew, hey, we're only limited to 9 rounds or 10 rounds, they wouldn't fire 40 rounds at each other.
A pamphlet, maybe?
Pamphlets are good. Maybe a poster at wherever they hang out.
Direct mail?
Yep. Or soliciting over the phone.
Good call.
Yeah. If you're a criminal, press 1. Here we go. I'm going to do the barricades. Here's the King 5 talks on Aurora Avenue. Some guy who's just mad that...
Property manager Rudy Pantoja is on a mission. Keep his shopping center open for business and safe for customers. Something he says is more difficult than ever.
Absolutely, totally insane. And I swear I hope that these people are caught.
He says this weekend's shooting is proof something needs to change. His camera has captured multiple angles of more than 30 rounds being fired. It happened on Saturday, 4 o'clock in the morning.
There was a flat out a shootout, an urban warfare going on, and our property happened to be one of the targets.
I saw Rudy on this shot. I watched the video of this thing. He's leaning up against the wall, got his hand in his pocket, he's got a sweatshirt on, just kind of like, yeah, it's a problem.
Video even shows 2 men taking cover behind a car before firing back at another group across the busy thoroughfare.
And until the mayor and our city attorney comes up with a plan of action versus words, then this will continue to happen through the summer.
Yeah, the camera's quite clear on the 2 guys. I hope that's their car they're hiding behind, because that thing took a lot of rounds. Just like in the movies. The one guy jumps up, starts firing from the side near the bumper. The other guy's on top shooting over the top. There's no camera on the other side showing the rest of it. There are, I think, 3 candidates that are running there. This is District 5, that section, Aurora Avenue up near 98th. I tell you, the guy that would probably be doing the worst would be this guy, Silas James, who's really into the idea of not having police be involved, and he wants more sort of social workers instead. He also doesn't want any cameras around, and he doesn't like the sweeps going on in Aurora. Vote for me. I'm for shootouts.
I'm sure they love him over there.
There's 2 other people. I guess probably the one probably do the best. Julie Kang will probably do the best. She's running in there. Yes, law enforcement. She's with the chief. Yeah, I think she's already started to talk to the chief police about what happened over the weekend.
Dozens of bullets ripped through this North Seattle neighborhood along Aurora Avenue, striking homes and sometimes blasting into bedrooms where children sleep.
I mean, we live right in the smack of everything, so we've had our house hit with bullets, and the neighbor behind us went through their window, actually.
It's a similar experience for other neighbors as turf wars erupt between armed groups involved in prostitution and other crimes along this troubled North Seattle corridor. Now people living along side streets, including North 97th, are dragging in planter boxes, soil, and other barriers to stop gunmen from racing through their neighborhood.
I feel like if it's helped in other areas, it could definitely help here.
I do think it's helpful. I do think it's probably a small step into what really needs to be done.
But the makeshift barricades are also raising concerns about ambulances.
Plus, they're also illegal. They're homemade, and they just stuck them there, 2 of them to block it in the one little section.
Some fire crews getting through in an emergency.
You could turn down different street, take another 2 minutes, and, verse our safety.
A message posted at one barrier apologizes for the possible inconvenience it might create and urges people to notify city leaders that the gun violence needs to be meaningfully addressed.
You know what's crazy? You go to I went to the Seattle Blotter to see if they have any recent information on this. And the first thing you get is the Seattle Police Department understands the concerns and anxiety created by reports of the federal enforcement actions being taken in the city we hold dear. The department stands our core belief and affirms we follow blah, 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 blah. And then it goes to more than 40 rounds were fired in Aurora Avenue. Oh, yeah! Listen, but we know we're concerned about the federal government and Donald Trump. But have fun over on Aurora Avenue, dodging all the rounds and then not being able to get down the road. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nate.
All right, 40 minutes to get through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5. It's bumper to bumper before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. We've got a stall in the mix just past the West Seattle Bridge in your HOV lane. Northbound 99 heavy through the downtown tunnel. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. It's crowded from Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett is at 50 minutes. It's slow from about mid-Bellevue up into Canyon Park. Once you get into Everett, we've got a new collision north 5 just past the Boeing Freeway, blocking your 2 right lanes. Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour commute. You're slow from mid-Bellevue down to the VMAC. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, looking pretty good. Just 20 minutes on both bridge routes. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, 55 minutes. You got yourself a 4-mile backup through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Mariners fans, what's better than catching a Friday night game with family and friends at T-Mobile Park? Catching a double feature of a Mariners game and post-game fireworks spectacular you can't see anywhere else. The first show of the summer is 90s Fireworks Night on Friday, May 29th, after the squad takes on the Diamondbacks. See the full schedule presented by T-Mobile and score your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
Julio is out of the ballpark for the second time tonight. He cannot be stopped.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Gordello. An unknown number of people are dead, 10 transported to hospitals after an implosion at a factory in Longview this morning. ABC's Alex Stone has more.
The injuries range from critical to minor, and searches have been underway for missing workers at the pulp and paper mill. A tank imploded that was filled with a compound used in the paper-making process. Fire Chief Scott Goldstein says there is no further risk.
Crews from our agencies have looked at the hazardous materials component as well as the structural concerns. That is why we are saying the incident is now stable.
Emergency operations at the site are ongoing. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Health insurance rates could be going up for hundreds of thousands of Washington residents next year. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay explains.
The state insurance commissioner's office says 13 insurance companies have filed for premium increases for 2027. The average increase, 22.4%. More than 280,000 people in Washington who don't get insurance through their jobs rely on the individual market.
Police detectives from Vancouver, BC are in Seattle today. They are hoping to identify a woman whose body was found in the water off Vancouver in 2022. They say that woman was carrying an inflatable kayak, a backpack, and medication, but no ID. Vancouver, BC Police Sergeant Adam Donaldson says a new pollen analysis points to the Seattle area.
They were able to determine that based on the pollen grains and fern spores found on the kayaker's sweater, they could say that that sweater had had recent exposure in the Pacific Northwest, probably between Seattle and Portland.
You can see that woman's picture at mynorthwest.com. Meta says it's cutting nearly 1,400 jobs in Washington. The parent company of Facebook notified the state, saying affected positions are based in Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, and also remote roles. Those job cuts are expected to start July 22nd. Earlier this month, Meta announced it would cut about 10% of its workforce. That's about 8,000 jobs. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. 40 minutes to get you through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5. You're bumper-to-bumper prior to the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. That stall past the West Seattle Bridge has cleared. Northbound 99, we're still slow through that downtown tunnel. Seattle to Everett, a 40-minute commute. You're crowded from Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett is a 50-minute drive. It's slow from mid-Bellevue into Canyon Park. Up in Everett, we already cleared that collision north 5 just past 526. It's off to your shoulder now. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes, and that includes a little slowing through Linwood, a brief but thick backup approaching 145th there in Shoreline, and then heavy again from about 45th in the U District down to I-90. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. It is solid from mid-Bellevue down to the VMAC. Tacoma to Olympia, 50-minute commute. You've got a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper grind through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And now to your forecast. Skies clearing for tonight, and tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies. Same for Wednesday. and Thursday, and highs in the low to mid-70s. Right now, 61 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Yep. Wilcox Family Farm bringing you Teeny. You know what to do. Press the button marked egg. And all the players are on the board. There goes round and round, brightly colored. Red and green, white, and it lands on Andrew. I'm sure he's got a quick recipe involving scrambled eggs or just
what I did this weekend, I had an omelet with spinach and mushrooms in it. That was what I did. That's my recipe.
What kind of egg?
Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
There we are. That's it. Yum! Thank you for that one. Thank you. Going in the book. It's going as an addendum to the book in case you just want to throw yours out.
Okay. That's fine.
The ongoing battle that the mayor has been having with the fact that, well, we're going to put cameras up, but we're going to put them up when there's an imminent threat. If we know something bad is going to happen, we'll turn the cameras on. That's silly. We're going to turn them on when the World Cup gets here. Then we'll have them on. People are like, just turn them on now.
Not even when the World Cup gets here. I think when they get an actual threat. Yeah.
The weird part is we don't want to turn them on because we don't want people that are in this city, in this state, in this country illegally that have snuck into the country. We don't want them to feel unsafe. Okay, because they think the camera is going to capture the image of that individual and then ICE is going to come in and sweep them up. So we don't want people that have broken the law and come into the country to feel that they can't just walk around the city and not get taken. So therefore, we'll have people that are walking around the stadium that are in this country legally, that have gone through all the stuff, or they were born here, to possibly be assaulted by somebody, and the ability to be able to catch the person that assaulted you is greatly decreased because we didn't have a camera to get images of the person. It's such a dumb argument. But the mayor is kind of stuck because you got a lot of activists who are like, protect the undocumented that are living here in this sanctuary city.
Well, he even says that these are completely secure from federal access.
Right. And she's caught between a rock and a hard place. She should just make the decision. She kind of moved back and forth, no, and then yes, and then maybe, and then okay, only if there's going to be a big problem. So then you get a Seattle City Council member and co-chair of the Public Safety Committee urging the mayor. Is this Saka right here? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall, I believe that Seattle is ready to host the world for FIFA World Cup in a little over 2 weeks. That said, I don't think that our city is as ready as it could be. The good news is that the solution is simple. This council has previously authorized and funded the expansion of critical security cameras in key areas throughout the city, including in my own council district, the Stadium District, SoDo, where the actual matches for FIFA World Cup will be played. And I'm proud that we also baked in the best in the nation guardrails and robust privacy controls to prevent misuse and prevent data from falling into the hands of the federal government for immigration purposes.
Yeah, we don't want anybody deported. Okay, so here's the little interesting couple of facts. That particular zip code that the stadium is in, 98134, has a lot of crime around the stadium. 63 out of 1,000, that's assaults. And for property crime, 55 out of 1,000 for property crime. I looked to see where we are with all NFL teams. Denver used to be number one with the most dangerous in 2023. It's now dropped to number two. Now Minneapolis now takes number one as a dangerous stadium to go to. So then Denver decided in 2024 they're going to put up a whole bunch of stuff. They got 111 solar-powered license plate cameras in 70 sites. They've got cameras all around the stadium, completely surrounding, and it's all tied into the police department for 24-hour surveillance, and they can constantly monitor. Not that the camera doesn't stop the crime from happening, but it does allow the police to at least have some clues as to who did it. So whoever did it is probably going to do it to somebody again. And Saka brings up the fact that he has personal experience with what these closed circuit cameras can do.
13 years ago, in 2013, me and my wife ran the Boston Marathon. We had just finished running the race. Excited, elated. We're at the family meetup location. And then the first of the bombs went off. And then another device exploded shortly thereafter. Scared to death, didn't know what to do. And I'll also never forget how very critical security cameras, including CCTV, were in helping law enforcement quickly identify the perpetrators, quickly understand what happened, and help prevent further tragedies.
Yeah. What do you think should happen on this? Just turn it on.
Turn them on.
Take the hit, Katie, on this one, because this is common sense. The activists that want to continue to fight for people that are in the sanctuary city that have broken the law and entered the country illegally, they are going to have to take one in the shorts on this. And you're going to have to turn the cameras on because just for a moment, imagine the worst case scenario. It's after a Mariners game. Something's happening downtown. You get 30, 60, 70,000 people. This is prior to the World Cup. You don't have them on. And somebody gets stabbed. I remember the horrible story about this many, many years ago. Guys coming out of the Kingdom, and some crazy guy walks up and stabs him right in the chest with a pair of scissors. I still remember that story. I don't know why it sticks with me. It's tragic. Well, I think it took him a while to find the guy. But Katie, turn them on now. Because, again, if something happens and you don't have them on, it's going to be far worse because you're going to hear from everyone. Not just the small percentage of activists that are always fighting for the people that are in the state of Washington illegally. Not those people. Listen, you can give them something else later on, but you do not want to be out there with the liability of knowing that you have all the cameras, the stuff's in place. You're not going to have to worry about the feds following you and getting all the data and tracking all this sort of stuff. Do it now. Do it now. Explain while you're doing it, and there you go. Because again, a little bit of preparation on this side will make it a lot easier on the other side. So
especially when you can't seem to get a handle on the crime problem to begin with. Like, might as well give yourself more resources.
Right. The cops will catch. Listen, the fact that they haven't caught I've looked up again just during the commercial break. The cops still haven't caught those guys that do the shootout on Aurora Avenue. There's clear images of who those people are. I don't think that was their car because I don't think the license plate was captured in the thing. But there's 2 on one side, 2 on the other. 40 rounds were fired. Again, we already explained that if they had just told the criminals that they're not allowed to fire any more than 9 rounds. I think it's less than 10, right? Is it 10? 10 to a mag? Something like that. They're just breaking that law. One last little bit of time we have. Spencer Pratt, if you've been following him or not, reality television show guy who's running for mayor. People really like to see, like his commercials. He's very common sense. I don't know how he would do managing a city like that. He doesn't really have any managing experience with the gigantic budget and the unions and everything else. But he said this the other day, and everybody was talking about this.
What are your plans for the over 40,000 homeless in Los Angeles?
Yeah, they're not homeless. They're drug addicts. Most of these people are addicted to fentanyl and meth. This isn't Spencer making it up.
Are you saying they don't have homes?
There is places for all of these people to sleep in LA. No matter what anybody tells you, we have housing and shelter for everyone that's living on the street. They're choosing to be on the street because they want to do drugs. They don't want rules. These 40,000 people, 60% of them, City Watch just announced this week, are not from Los Angeles. They're not from California. These people have been bussed in by scam rehabs, scam NGOs, scam homeless nonprofits. These people, when I unplug them and say, we're not taking our tax money anymore,
guess what?
They're all going to Seattle, where the mayor will welcome them. These are products to a lot of people. So the people that want to keep doing drugs and live on the sidewalk, a lot of these people are going to leave. The other ones, there's a lot of criminals. There's people that are getting naked in front of kids. They're going to jail. The people that are torturing animals, they're going to jail. So not everyone goes in the same box.
Yeah, We're not going to welcome the people getting naked in front of kids or animal torturers.
No.
Draw the line there. That's Spencer Pratt, who's actually polling pretty well there in L.A. He does really well in the debates because he almost has that sort of Donald Trump style. He's not quite as insulting in the debates that Trump was in 2015, but he does point out, Karen Bass goes, I don't know what you do all day. And then he points to a lady and goes, and you don't say you're working with me because I'm not working with you. You're ridiculous. He's just letting it ride. He also said if he does win, he's going to have a documentary team follow him the whole time, right?
Like the first year.
First year. So
he's already signed that contract.
Oh, that'll be fun to watch. There's one reason to vote for him. All right, here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. 35 minutes now through downtown Seattle on North 5. It is jam-packed, though, at the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. Seattle to Everett is 40 minutes. Once you get over that Ship Canal Bridge, it gets crowded again in Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, we're down to 45 minutes. Scattered slowing between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Linwood to Seattle is a 20-minute drive. Got a little slowing left in Linwood. Got a growing backup in Shoreline now between 185th and 145th. I'm not seeing any blocking issues here. And then you're heavy again approaching the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90. Seattle to Federal Way, we're down to 20 minutes. In Federal Way, South 5, it's slow from State Route 18 all the way into Tacoma. Close to the speed limit through a good portion of this, though, so it's just under 25 minutes to get through this. Tacoma to Olympia, another 50 minutes. Got about a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM, and then more slowing as you head into Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Tune in to elevate your wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix it.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m., right here on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Advanced Hair Restoration. Thank you, Sean, for that. Are we going to the original? Kids have been asking for the original. Here we go, going way back now. The original mailman.
Only been asking for like a
Ooh, wow, here we are. Here it comes.
I'm the mailman. As you can see, I'm the mailman. Don't nobody mess with me. I'm the mailman. If you didn't know, I'm the mailman. I bring the mail to your door.
Inspiring the next generation of Hudson.
That's right. We'll get to leather today. First, take care of all the rest, Joe.
Aaron and Roslyn says, great job announcing the Easton Memorial Day Parade from Aaron, Little John, and the Big Black Dump Truck.
Ah, it was fun. Really fun. A big turnout. Jamestown in East Lake. Jamestown?
Yeah.
No NFC Championship tickets for you if you can't finish your homework. Okay. Unspoiled kids.
Tamara in Tacoma
yes,
says,
Joe.
Does Buc-ee's pay you more for that extended credit commercial you do just for them?
Let's check in. Andrew, do we got extra credit for that?
I don't know.
Thank you. Dwayne, the QFC, says, nice to see you both back in the studio today. Thank you, Dwayne.
Elliot in Seattle says, 4 guys in the shootout, 40 rounds fired. Sounds like they followed the law to the letter.
Well, slap me up with a piece of hot bacon.
That's what I said.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you. They were counting off. You can use 2 more. That's great. That's perfect. Marcus Memish says, can't stay at the Sage Cliff for Dave Matthews Band. The band rents the entire place out for Labor Day, unfortunately. Well, if you're Dave Matthews, there you go. But that's Marcus Memish telling you.
Braden in Snohomish says, so awesome that John went to the music festival. Funny enough, my wife and I were routed through Clallam on our way back from Coeur d'Alene. And due to traffic from that festival, as we were sitting in traffic, I looked to my left and saw a beautiful property with a big white house.
Yes.
I turned to my wife and said, I think that's John Curley's house.
Yeah.
She thought I was crazy until she Googled it. By the way, Subtronics is one of the other DJs.
Yeah, well, I was out there picking up stuff that was left over around the lake. Somebody drove by and said, hey, Curley! And I wanted to run out and give everybody beers. Really interesting because I used to do this last year because of traffic just...
Heard it, move on.
Never mind, moving on. Soma is a real drug. It's a skeletal muscular relaxant.
It's true. I remember those from high school. Doug in Mount Vernon says, excuse me while I switch to easy listening because I don't have Soma and this conversation is uncomfortable.
I thought it was a made-up name.
It probably was at that point.
Okay. Doug, that's right. Benny, the tugboat expert, and he is an expert. One of my junkie friends' favorite drug was Soma. He's OD'd a long time ago. Well, tragic end to that little sentence.
Mike Solon for Pierce County Council. Bobby in Tacoma says you should look at the politics that put Brian Yamby on the vacant seat for Pierce County District 5. There were at least 2 candidates that were light years beyond him. I think Pierce County Council made a secret agreement to get that clown off of the 5 council and into the county council where they could really manipulate it.
Wow, Bobby went deep on that one. Ryan 3 thinks so. Come on, John. Ask him if he has anything to do with Pierce County Sheriff and people not wanting to work for that moron on. Oh, ow.
253.
Ow. Ooh, ow.
Ouch. I've known Mike for 25 years. I went to the academy with Mike, and he's one of the best people I've ever known in my life. In addition to an excellent police officer and candidate, he's exactly what Pierce County needs.
Fernando in Seattle. So how is he going to give raises without new taxes?
I do not know.
206.
He doesn't know either. Yes.
He says being paid so much is part of why they have the lowest officers per capita. They can't afford to hire more without increasing taxes again. I'm a 30-year law enforcement officer.
Kids and screens, Joe?
I better get this one. Jim and Everett says, let me understand. The teachers are worried that AI could make the young children, could teach the young children the 3 R's plus whatever else they should learn without going on paid strike. I'm sure AI won't encourage children to get sex changes. AI might just tell the children what really happened in history.
Wow, look at that one. Fox Island G says, my 9-year-old calls her friend and grandmother on her tin can all the time.
Tara in
Wait
Mill
a minute,
Creek.
do you believe that?
Now that you say that, I'm starting to wonder.
There you go.
Terry in Mill Creek says, I never thought I'd be sending something like this, but as a PTA president of a local elementary school, I've seen enough concern from families that I feel obligated to help encourage these conversations around smartphones, social media, and younger kids.
I agree with you, Tara in Mill
And
Creek.
now it is time for the letter of the day.
Sometimes her voice is annoying.
Yes. This is from Biscuit from Everett.
Good.
For the upcoming MMA fight at the White House, do you know if Sherry will be participating, as she doesn't live too far away? Not as a spectator, but as a contestant. I would imagine her secret weapon is her big hand.
Oh, gosh, she could do some
I
damage.
like that broad.
Yeah. Thank you, Sherry.
Not bad, bro.
I miss her. I'm going to call her tomorrow morning.
Right.
Just check and see how she's doing with her big hands. All right.
Bingo.
What else, Sherry? Anything else? Sherry?
What would John Curley think of this idea?
Oh, I like that idea.
Wow.
That's all she didn't say anything negative. She always likes to talk about food she hates.
Popcorn balls.
She left the gloom hanging round my front door.
Here comes Nate.
All right, half hour through downtown Seattle, North 5. It's still heavy from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Northbound 99, a great option. It's thinning out. You're packed about midway inside the downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, back up again to 25-minute commute. Got a little slowing left in Linwood. We've got this brief backup in Shoreline between 185th and 145th. Again, as far as I can see along the stretch of cameras there, is just volume. And then the heavy again from the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90. Bellevue to Renton, a 25-minute drive. Still really packed from Southeast 8th and Bellevue down to 112th. And then things are going to thin out pretty quick for you. Renton to Puyallup is a half-hour drive. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. All that's left now is about a 3-mile backup through JBLM. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, start treatment at Revive Washington and get a free comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Take control of your health today. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills.